Okay, hi everybody. If you're here for SageMaker Studio Lab, we're about to get started. I'll need you to get out your laptops. This isn't going to work on your phone, so let's get going. Should we shut the doors? Okay. Okay, so we're going to create SageMaker Studio Lab accounts today. This is an account that you can take with you. You can keep it forever. I'm going to talk a little bit about what SageMaker Studio Lab is, why you would use it, the difference between, say, SageMaker Studio Lab and the full paid-for SageMaker Studio or SageMaker Geospatial, and then we'll go ahead and create accounts, which is basically what I just said. And the example we'll run is Noah NextRad, which is one of my favorites, but don't tell everybody else. There might be time to run some other notebooks. I'll give you an idea of some others that are really good to run. We have a bunch of samples in a GitHub repository that's open to the public. All right, let's start with SageMaker Studio Lab. So what is it? You can think of it as just basically a managed Jupyter Notebook server. So you don't have to worry about patching and configuring this thing. You can just, drop a notebook on this server and run it. It is not configurable. If you need a bigger machine, if you need more scratch space, if you need more memory, you have to go to SageMaker, which is sort of the big brother to Studio Lab. So Studio Lab is a little bit limited. It's really good for kicking the tires, trying something. If someone wants to share a notebook with you, I would advise using Studio Lab for it. I would even advise using Studio Lab if you have an AWS account, and why. So if you have an AWS account and you're running something in full-on SageMaker Studio, the big brother version, you're paying for that time. Whereas you could run the same notebook probably in Studio Lab. If you're not running something really big at scale, run it in Studio Lab because it's free. So it is free, but it has time limits. You get 4 hours of CPU at a time, and then it will, we call it tombstoning, though that is kind of a sad way to put it. It persists your state, so it will lock your state into a certain point, and then when you come back to the machine, even just a few minutes later, and kickstart your next 4 hours, up to 8 hours per day for CPU, you'll just pick up right where you left off. You get 4 hours of GPU per day. GPUs are a little bit hard to come by. You'll notice that there's some time zones involved, like certain points of the day, there will be absolutely no GPUs for hours. But it does have a timer, so you'll know when your machine's going to stop. And again, it persists your state without you having to really do anything. So what's the difference between Studio Lab and SageMaker Studio? Aside from the fact that Studio Lab is free, Studio Lab does not require an AWS account, but SageMaker Studio does. If you have an AWS account, there's really no way yet to link your Studio Lab account to your AWS account. They're like completely separate from one another. So you're never going to get charged for Studio Lab, but we'll talk about how you move stuff over. Because at some point, if you've started in Studio Lab, you're really going to want to move that over to Studio to really configure it for more CPU, more memory, more disk space. You want to run a DAS cluster, you're not going to be able to do that in Studio Lab. So with SageMaker Studio, you pay for what you use. When you're done, you stop the instance, you stop paying. It does have some really neat features, such as SageMaker Geospatial. This will give you native access to a bunch of data sets in the Open Data Registry. So the registry, which I'm going to show you, is a big catalog of a bunch of data sets. We have over 100 petabytes of data open to the public right now. And you'll have native access to it. You won't have to worry about how to get a handle to an S3 bucket and do all of that, which you would normally have to do within Studio. Those data sets are available to you. It's limited right now. There's only about 6 data sets of the 450 that are available in the registry that are lit in Geospatial, but it's growing every day. Again, when you want to graduate from SageMaker Studio Lab or SMEASL to SageMaker, you'll save all your files into a GitHub repository that you have access to. It does not need to be open to the public. And then you just clone that repo into SageMaker Studio. Okay. Hopefully you are powered up and ready and have had cookies, and the cookies are pretty good, by the way. So we're going to go to this link. I want you to go to studiolab.sagemaker.aws and then stop there. I should really have like hidden the rest of it. And this is what it will look like. Oh, this is not a Mac. It really is not a Mac. It will look like this page. And when you get here, click on this request account button and fill in everything from the slides, which if I bounce back. The most important part is this referral code. I'll give you a minute to do that. Yeah. The account referral code will be gone, but you can still create an account. So you'll follow all the steps, but leave the referral code empty. Okay, I'll tell you something that I probably shouldn't tell you. The referral code is good until Friday. Yeah. Oh, and that's recorded. That was a mistake. The referral code's good till Friday. So if you want to go ahead and wait and do this later, you can. But I don't remember when I set it to expire on Friday. Really, all the referral code gives you is really quick approval. If you try and create one, I'll get to you in 1 second, but I see you. If you try and create an account on Saturday or next week without the referral code, you have to wait 24 or 48, sometimes longer, for that account to get approved. This will move really quickly. Yep.
Just a check on the referral code. Is the final character a 0 or a capital O?
It is a 0.
Thank you.
Thank you for asking. Yeah, it didn't put those slashes through the O, which would have really been helpful. Once you submit this, and you only have to fill in the stuff that's required. If it says optional or doesn't say required, you don't have to fill it in. Check your inbox. You should get a verify email that says you're on a wait list. Wait a little bit longer and you should get, you'll get a verify your email and you got to click that link. Has anyone gotten the click the link to verify your email? Has anyone not gotten the click the link to verify your email? Did you put your email address in? The initial one. Okay. So you should get one that says verify your email. You'll click that. Then it'll say you're on a wait list. And then you just ignore that. And after that, you'll get a hey, you're approved and another link. And that's the one that lets you actually create your account. Yeah, I think the intent is to confuse a bot so they can like really prove that you're a human, but wait until you see the CAPTCHA that we get to go through. I want to know how many people fail the CAPTCHA. I have already failed the CAPTCHA today, so I'm apparently a robot. After you complete, if you've created your account and completed the CAPTCHA, stop. If you don't understand the CAPTCHA, raise your hand. We can talk about that as well. So if you're curious about what I mean about the CAPTCHA, you have to drag the slider to match up the right image. Pick the right one or it'll make you do it again. You got to slide the slider to match up the right symbols. You got one about a car? Oh yeah, where you got to draw. See, that one's easy. That one's much better. You just draw, you do a little dot at the end. See, I told you this would be a fun workshop. You can't, and that doesn't work. If you try to match everything, it does not work. Yes, don't try to match everything. All right, has anyone not seen the CAPTCHA that we keep talking about? Okay, can I help you or are you just waiting? Okay. Is anyone stuck? Like you don't know what's happening, you're stuck, need help? No one needs help? Okay, good. All right. We're gonna take a couple more minutes and then we're going to move to the next spot. Because we seem to be getting some success. Has anyone been able to log in? Have you logged in? We got a couple folks logging in. Okay, try and see if you can log in. All right, once you're able to log in, anyone not able to log in yet or can't figure out how to log in? Anybody stuck? No? All right, so I'm going to give you a couple more seconds. Meanwhile, I'm going to explain what we're going to do next, and then we're going to do it. So this is a registry of open data. I have a QR code for it, so don't worry about trying to figure out how to get there. This is the 100 petabytes of over 100 petabytes, free and open data, open to the public. Most of it's free. A couple things aren't. We have a couple that are request or pays. We'll talk about request or pays at the end. But the data set we're going to look at today, again, is my favorite. It's NOAA NexRad. So NexRad, 160 plus or minus ground radar stations across the US. They give you your radar map that you see on the weather every night. But what's interesting, aside from all of that cool stuff, is this purple button. So I'm going to show you how to navigate to this purple button, and then we're going to click on it, and it's going to launch a Jupyter Notebook in your brand new SageMaker Studio Lab account. All right, who is not ready to do the next step? Who has not logged in? Anybody not logged in? Are you close? Yeah, it'll say my project because you haven't gone to the, it's not where you are. You're good, so everyone's logged in. If you see my project, you're in the right place. Anyone not seeing my project? I'm gonna assume we're good. And we're gonna go back. Okay, so we got through this, we created our account. Now I want you to go to registry.opendata.aws. You could use the QR code, but that's going to put the link on your phone, which doesn't help you on your laptop. So you're going to enter NexRad just like I did. Then you're going to select NexRad on the right-hand pane, and then you're going to look for the Studio Lab button. No, don't click on it. All right, anybody not able to find NexRad? It should be the first one.
Yeah, complete details. Click on details.
So the text on the slide says select NexRad, but it should say NexRad on AWS. You click on that one, it'll open that page, then you'll see the purple button. None of this is hard. It's all easy. That's the whole point of this workshop. Anybody not on NexRad? All right, click the purple button. Now you'll see this page, and instead of my project, it'll say copy to project. And once you click that button, the big purple circle thing that's down here, see this big purple thing? You don't see that? Oh, are you logged in?
Yeah.
Oh, why is it grayed out?
Project runtime is stopped.
I did, and then I had to get a verification. I pressed start, did my phone number.
Okay.
So start runtime?
Yeah, you gotta start, you gotta.
So we'll be okay.
Yeah, you got to start at runtime. I skipped a step. Clearly, I thought that was like, you know, yeah, it wasn't. This is the hard part. All right, so let me show you how to do that, because I think I can do it over here. Oh, no, I can't. I'd have to sign in, and I don't know any of my credentials on this machine. Okay, right here, if you don't see a compute instance running, you have to start it. And then this button will turn from gray to purple. Yeah, there it is. It's not unsolvable. All right, let's go on. Oh, okay. If you see a red error message, something about a script that you have to allow downloading, I'm sorry. I mean, it's free. Close that browser tab. Yeah, open up a new one. Go back to the URL studiolab.sagemaker.aws. The good news is that everything will be there more or less. You just need to log in. Do not try refreshing the page. It won't get rid of the error. And I don't know what the error is either, but you know, I'm sure I'll find out next week.
I got another one. I said, my starting notebook, get copy from GitHub.
So wait, you're not supposed to do that yet. Just wait. You're in the right spot. Okay, so has everyone copied the project? Is anyone stuck copying the project? Clone entire repo. All right, I'm moving ahead. People are getting, natives are getting restless. So click copy to project. It'll load the Jupyter Notebook instance. You'll see the little spinner. Then say clone entire repo. Make sure you are at the root. Otherwise, it's going to stick it in a folder and you're never going to find it. It should be at the root. These are brand new accounts. And then click OK to build a Conda environment and then go get a cookie, because it's going to be about 5 minutes. I'm not kidding. It is going to take a minute. Yep, copy to project. It might already be copied for you. I don't know. Go, oh, wait. I know what, don't do that. Here's a referral code. It's in orange, and the zeros are zeros, not O's. Or yeah. No, the zeros are zeros. The O's are zeros, whatever. It's radar. It's ground radar. Yeah, you're gonna create something really cool. Just wait for it. It's cool. Everyone should be building their Conda environment, which runs fairly slowly. Anyone not building their Conda environment, except for our latecomer, that's okay. You're getting there.
It doesn't say building, it does say solving. Right?
Solving. You want to say, okay, so where you're at, you want to say clone entire repo. The request account information didn't carry over. They made you enter it again. I think it's bots. I think they compare it. Has anyone's Conda environment finished? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Is anyone still waiting on their Conda environment except for the late arrival? Okay, we got 2. Really, Doug? Really? All right, 2 more minutes. You're so close. I think you're done. You'll know it's done when it stops with all the scrolling lines of stuff, and it'll have a little, what looks like a comment. Yeah. You have a long way to go when it says solving. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, for those that would like to advance. So double click on nextreddemo.ipynb. That's the notebook. You'll see it in the left-hand pane. You'll see it over here. Double click, it'll open it up. And then all the way at the top, you're going to see a run button. It looks like a play button. Like if you had an old cassette tape like thing, it looks like that kind of play button. Come on, Guardians of the Galaxy for you young people. Guy had a cassette tape in there, right? Are you good? Awesome. All right, as you start to run the notebook, you'll see that these empty brackets will get numbers. That means it has successfully run that line. If it's busy, it'll be an asterisk. Just wait. You can keep going, but it's probably better to just wait. Anybody running a notebook yet? Yes, we're running. Good, good, good. Okay, you're close. If you're getting all the lines, you're close. If you're running the notebook, the last 2 lines of code take a while, but are the coolest part of the workshop. So bear with me and I'll explain what that is when we're in a second. Okay, so some people are getting to the end. Oh, wait. Okay, so we'll get to the error in a second. If you open the notebook before the conda environment finished solving, you're going to want to close the notebook, wait for conda to finish, and then reopen it. And the reason why is that it launches a kernel, and the kernel is what the conda environment is creating for you. It's adding all these libraries to that kernel. If you already have one running, it's going to be the default Python, which means it's not going to have any of the stuff you just configured, and you're going to be sad because it's not going to work. So close the notebook tab. Like just hit the little X over here. Don't save anything if it asks you to save. If you did, it doesn't matter. It's just saving the fact that you ran that line. And then go back over here and open it again. So how do you know if you have the right kernel? If I was running my machine, I'd show you, but I'm not running my machine. But at the very bottom of the window, you'll see a little bit of text that'll say kernel, and it should say AWS _ nextrad smsl, SMSL. Any Hobbit fans? Smsl? No, that's not funny? I thought it was funny. Yeah, right? Yeah. Which I'll show you in a second, because it's a good debugging thing. You're going to want to know how to do that anyway. Okay, it's still erroring. Are you getting an error? Anybody else getting an error? Nobody else getting an error. Okay. Anything in a notebook, because that's what the environment YAML is for. But there's a bug, and it won't install Botto 3, PyArt. I don't remember what else is in the Cartopy. It won't install them. And what it does is it says solving, and then nothing. It doesn't give you an error message. It just never creates your conda environment. So instead, the workaround is to put it in the notebook. You can also use pip. If there's a library you ever need to use, you can't install it using an environment YAML because that's only conda. Though you can do pip that way too, but we won't talk about that today. It's kind of advanced. You can also install libraries in the Jupyter Notebook using pip, and it's a similar format to what I just did with conda. So the kernel restart really just says, hey, I added a bunch of libraries, bounce my kernel so it'll pick up all the new changes. Yeah, that was a hard thing to find, actually. Yeah. What should we try? Can I kind of take over your machine?
Yeah, of course. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, at least we figured it out.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to skip ahead. Has anyone not seen the hurricane? Has everyone seen the hurricane? Does it look like that? That's the whole point of the workshop. So I want an honest show of hands. Are you at all interested in the for real SageMaker geospatial or something like that? Like, would you come to one of these next time? Yeah, okay, okay. So I can't do it today, but here are a whole bunch more QR codes to try. So you can steal this slide, or you can, well, I guess I could have just put the URL for it. There's a GitHub repo called AWS samples. There's tons of samples in there, and most of them have absolutely nothing to do with SageMaker. But if you search on ASDI, you'll find a whole bunch of Jupyter notebooks that we created for Remars 2 years ago. And they're cool. They're all environmental. They're NOAA, NASA data. We've got some OpenAQ. I don't know who else we use. We used a bunch of Sentinel data. Go to town. Some of these can take hours to run. And don't install all of them. You'll run out of disk space. But I'm going to leave it here. And with that, we are done. You are free to go whenever you'd like. And these accounts are yours forever. So, well, forever.